Hey, this is Max with beachlifeincome.com. In today's video, we're going to continue our discussion about picking a niche. And we talked about you need to pick a niche that you are interested in, something that you're going to be able to write content and make videos about, and that you're not going to get bored with, and that you're excited about. And we talked about different things that you need to look at as well, whether or not it's making any money in that particular niche, or other people are going to make money in that niche. And so you need to look at a few things. In today's video, we're going to actually look at how much competition is in the niche. And you're probably thinking to yourself, wait a minute, if there's competition, do I really want to jump in that niche? Well, typically in business, where there's competition, there's money. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be easy necessarily to make that money, but we're just trying to make sure that the niche that you want to go into is actually an interesting one enough where there's search traffic coming in and people are willing to bid for that search traffic coming in, meaning there's competition in that arena, in that market. And so we're going to look at a particular place, and it's Google Keyword Planner. Now, if you have a Google account, you can get this for free. It's not as extensive as if you were actually using Google AdWords, which is paid advertising, and we'll talk about that later. But you can get into this account for free. Now, the reason I like Google the most, and I'll show you other tools in other videos, but the reason I like Google the most is because they're the largest, and they have the most information about what people are searching for and how competitive it is and so forth. So let's look at the keyword planner in Google. So we are looking at Google Ads, and this is for, once again, people that want to run ads on Google. Okay, so you're looking at this from an advertiser perspective. If I wanted to drive traffic to my videos or to my website or to whatever, my Amazon listing, and I wanted to use Google Ads, I would come in here and I would put in a search term related to my niche, and then I would decide whether or not I want to pick the keyword or keyword phrase to advertise. So here, just let's take a look at surf fishing reels. So if you come in here, and I'm just going to put in surf fishing because I like that niche, we get results. And what am I looking at now? Well, basically it is how many monthly searches, and this is approximate. So Google is saying we have 1,000 to 10,000 people, or 1,000 to 10,000 searches per month on average for just surf fishing. So when someone types into Google surf fishing, that's how many searches there are. And as you can see, the next column is competition. It's how competitive ad placement is. In other words, there's a lot of people wanting to buy advertising for that keyword. So when someone types in surf fishing into Google and you see ads pop up, it's a competition based. So the first ad that you see, that person most likely, there's exceptions to this rule, but most likely are going to pay the highest amount per click. So if someone like me clicks on that and I'm interested in that ad, I click on it, it costs the advertiser a certain amount of pennies or dollars. And it can range from 10 cents to $20, $30 a click, depending on the niche. So if you have a broad understanding of that, competition is high for surf fishing. Okay, and that's pretty broad because, as you can see, surf fishing rigs, surf perch, surf fishing reels, and then they throw in some other suggestions based on what other people might be searching for that are also interested in surf fishing. And you can narrow this down. You can say, I only want to deal with surf fishing and the word reel. So all the searches with reel in it. And that's a whole nother topic, and we can go into that in other videos. But I'm here to just show you today that we're looking to find out whether or not this niche is competitive. And if it is, that means people are searching for it. And that means people are paying for advertising. And what does that mean to you? Well, if it's a keyword or a phrase that is in your niche and people are willing to pay money for advertising, That means that if you are serving ads, meaning you're on the other end of that transaction, you're a publisher of ads for Google, which is called AdSense, and you can sign up for that for free. And basically, you put ads on your Google page, on your website. Or if you are making YouTube content, then you get a revenue share. So let's say someone clicked on an ad and it cost them $1, the advertiser, and you're the publisher, so they clicked off of your website on the ad related to surf fishing. You might get 35 to 40% of that revenue, so 35 or 40 cents per click. Same thing with YouTube, certain amount of views and certain amount, and it's a whole different algorithm. But once you go into YouTube and you start publishing videos and you get qualified for revenue for those videos, and there's certain qualifications for that. Once you get into that, then you get a revenue share from Google. And it's roughly what you're seeing here. It's a little different in YouTube, and you can get those numbers and we can show you those. But once again, I'm just here to show you, kind of getting off the track, getting deeper than we should have, into whether or not your niche is going to be a good niche and whether or not you can make money off of this niche. And I would say just from this that I'm looking at, we see whether it's high, medium, low competition. So low competition, notice striper surf, which I think I know what people were searching for, but it wasn't the complete phrase. People are searching for it. There's low competition and no one's paying for advertising for that. So that might not be a keyword that we're really focused on, but the point is surf fishing is high competition, surf casting, surf fishing rigs, high competition. Here's the low bid range. If I was an advertiser, 40 cents to $2.65, and that's just a ballpark. And then 11 cents to $1.78. It really just depends on the situation, on how much someone is actually charged per click for those advertisements. But my point is that surf fishing, people are making money. And Keyword Planner, which is free, is a good place to look to see if people are searching. One, they are. Two, is someone paying for advertising? That means there's money to be made in that niche. So I hope that helped you out as far as looking at whether your niche is going to be profitable or not, and is it competitive. And we'll talk about that in the next two videos. I'll show you another way to look at that information.